I hope everybody's day is off to a fantastic start. It is Thursday, and I want to come on and give everybody some encouraging words from the Chronicles of Cree. It is Thursday, and I don't know about you, but I feel like the year is like over. It's like time has just passed, and I'm still waking up every day with a sense of urgency and to get things done. And so I'm glad to be able to have a to-do list for today. You say moan and Dana? I know, right? Yeah, but today our topic is just the power of consistency. And I was thinking about how, we're all striving to do things. I know, Rashid, you're building a business and your wife has her business, and Dana, you have your business. And it's like people are working for themselves, and people who aren't working for themselves are working for other people in their own jobs that they like a lot of times. Sometimes they don't like them, but still, the power of consistency comes into play because we're not able to achieve anything great without being consistent. I thought about the word consistent and how the word constant kept coming to mind, because we have to be constant and steadfast in our activities that produce income. I know we like to say, hey, what income producing activities are you creating today? And so when we realize that we've got to have activities that are income producing activities, and we get into the habit of being consistent, great things happen. Good morning, Susan. How are you? And so today, I'm just excited because when your actions are consistent, your future is easier to predict. So if you think about that, it's like whenever you get into the habit of doing something and you're consistent at it, it's easier to predict your outcome. Now, I know we can't see into the future, and we don't have a crystal ball to tell us this is going to happen and this is going to happen. But when you're consistent in your actions that produce income producing activities, your future is easier to predict. And so we have to remember that, just stay constant in what we're doing. I had a kindergarten teacher who used to say all the time, a constant drop will eat a hole in a rock. And I thought about a constant drop eating a hole in a rock, and I thought about how rain falls off of a leaf and it falls onto a rock, and it just keeps eating away at the rock until suddenly there's a hole when you look at the rock. It was smooth before, but that constant drop of rain ate a hole through it. It's that same way when you go to these huge, mountains and you see nature and you wonder, how on earth did they get that form? How did they create this beautiful image to where people are always going to look at it and they're fascinated by it? It's because of consistency. God did that. And so just with time and erosion and the way that works, it eats away at these huge rocks and it carves out these beautiful images of rocks, and people are going to see it. So there's nothing like consistency, and there's nothing like being constant in your habits that give you the results that you're looking for. And so when you are consistent, you develop habits. And people say, well, you know what? If you want to break a habit, just don't do it for 21 days and you can break it. Well, what would you do if you flipped it and you said, I need to develop this habit, so let me do it for 21 days and see what happens? I promise you, when you make your mind up that you're going to be consistent, good morning, Judy, good morning, Marcus, that when you make your mind up that you're going to be consistent, when you get into the habit of doing all these things, it makes you push hard towards your goal, because you know that you're engaged in activity producing activities, and that helps you to keep the momentum that you need. It's income producing activities that you want to be engaged in, but you want to be consistent in and develop great habits. Bad habits are hard to break. Have you ever tried to stop a kid from sucking their thumb or sucking their 2 fingers? Those are habits that are very, very hard to break. But what if you flipped it and you were trying to develop habits that were good and habits that would help you propel yourself to the next level? I'm just saying, it's consistency and the power of it. Sometimes we, overlook the power of consistency because it's work. It's something that's constant. It doesn't change. And so a lot of times we feel like it's just way too much. I can't do it. It's too much. It's too much work. I don't want to do it. And that's how we feel about it. But when we develop those habits, we're able to push toward our goals because we've been consistent. Now, once you develop this pattern of being consistent, you've developed that habit. You have a consistency habit. Yeah, you have a consistency habit. Whenever I go to the grocery store and I buy groceries and I come home, I have a certain place for everything. And women, you can agree. I have a certain place for everything. Good morning, Sharitha. It's a place for the salt. There's a place for the pepper. There's a place for the flour. There's a place for the other dry goods. There's a place for the drinks. There's a place for sugar. Everything has its own proper place. And I am consistent in how I do that, so that when I'm standing in Walmart on the bacon aisle and I'm trying to remember, do I have enough sugar? Do I have enough soft and silk flour for this next cake? Do I have enough? All I have to do is think back to the pantry, because I've been consistent in where I put everything. So consistency helps you to develop habits, and consistency is a habit. So when we develop this habit of consistency, it takes you further than your feelings. It takes you further than the way you feel, because your feelings have nothing to do with it. Your feelings have nothing to do with achieving goals. Your feelings have nothing to do with that. I mean, who wakes up and says, you know what? Today, I'm just going to eat 15,000 calories and I'll worry about working out next time. Who says they want to be consistent in that? They might not verbally say it, but their actions show it. Because they keep eating badly and gaining all this weight. But you say you want to lose weight. That's what you say. And I use that as an example because every year, y'all know when it's the beginning of the year, what do people say at the beginning of the year for New Year's resolution? I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be in better health. I'm going to work out. I'm going to join the gym. And the parking lot at the gym is full for a few weeks. Everybody gets talking about, man, that alarm sure came early. I don't think I'm going to get up today. Successful people, excuse me, successful people will tell you that they're successful because of some consistent good habits that they had. They'll tell you that. Good habits that they developed. And they were consistent. And good morning, Robert. So when you develop these good habits and you become consistent in them, you can't do anything but succeed. That's it. Remember the movie Taken? And remember how the dad got on the phone and he said, I don't have money if that's what you want. He said, I don't have it. He said, but I have a set of skills that I've acquired over a very long period of time. He said, I will find you and I will kill you. He was so confident in his skill set because he had developed it over a very long period of time. That was my favorite line in the movie. When you develop skills over a very long period of time, it's second nature to you when it's time to perform. It's second nature. So that's why we have to develop good habits. We have to develop good habits because it becomes second nature to us once we realize, you know what? That wasn't hard to develop. I can do that. That's not difficult for me to do. But you develop good habits. You develop good habits. And that's what we have to instill in our children. We have to instill that in our children. It's really easy for us to develop bad habits that aren't conducive to what we're trying to do. It's hard to break them. It's hard to break them. One time I tried to live without coffee. I went about 2 days. Day 3 came. I couldn't even hardly remember my name. The withdrawals were so bad. I was like, no. I can't do it. And I had to go back. I had to stop and get a cup of coffee because I tried living without it. Some people say it's a bad habit. I say it's heaven on earth. My voice is changing. I'm not really sure what's happening, so I'm sorry about that. But when we develop habits that are good habits, they propel us to the next level. Everybody's trying to get to the next level. The next level just might look differently for you. But the power of consistency is what we have to focus on because we have the power to be consistent. We just have to develop a few good habits. We just have to develop some habits that are good that we can use over time. So I want to encourage you to look at the habits that you have now. Look at the habits that you have and look at what it is you're trying to do now. What are you trying to do right now? And what habits have you developed that will help you achieve whatever it is you're trying to do? Good morning, Yolanda. Consistency. Consistency counts. What are you doing to develop those habits? And what are you doing? Thank you. What are you doing so that these habits become natural to you? What are you doing? How do you examine it? Well, for one, you look and see if it's working. You say, you know what? I'm gonna pick on you, Robert. I want to be an actor. Am I hanging out with other actors? Because that's a good habit to develop if you want to be one. Am I putting myself in a position to where I can get scripts? That's a good habit to have if you want to be an actor. Am I posting pictures so that people see me out there and they see me moving? That's a good habit to have if you want to be an actor. But if you say you want to be an actor and nobody even knows that you act and no one knows what you do, that's a habit that needs to be changed. It needs to be changed. Because we're the ones who are ultimately in control of what it takes to get to the next level. So I want to encourage you today to examine the power of your consistency, not someone else's. See, some people are consistent in doing nothing. So those are the results that they get. They just do. It works that way. Some people are consistent in building good, meaningful relationships with other people. So they tend to know all these people who know these people who know these people, and they can be good resources for you. But what are you doing to develop good habits? Yesterday, I talked about stop being your own worst critic. Give yourself the credit that you deserve. Please. Give yourself the credit that you deserve. Are you being consistent in helping everybody else achieve their goals and yours are going unmet? Are you being consistent in helping everybody else do what they need to do to move forward? Women, I'm talking to you now because that's what we do. We pour into everybody else and we make sure everybody else is taken care of. And then whatever time and energy we have left, we say, well, let me see what I can do for me. I know I'm right about that. But it's time out for it. It's time for you to look at what it is you need to do for you and be consistent. Be consistent in your habits. I want to write a book, but I just, I'm just trying to make sure that she had. Okay, but write your book. Why are you making sure somebody else has what they need? Those are the habits that we have to have. See, sometimes we have to say no to some things so that we can develop the habits that we need so that we can be successful on our journey. That's why people need life coaches. That's why people need, a lot of personal development, because their mindset has been formed in such a way until they feel like the only thing they need to be consistent at is helping somebody else achieve their goals and yours going mad. I don't know how we got lost with that, but we do. And so we feel like, you know what, it's not going to work unless I make sure they're taken care of. Well, yeah, you know what, let's do that. But let's develop habits that are good, habits that help us to obtain income-producing activities. That's why everybody's going to work. Now, some of y'all working for free. Can y'all let me know that? I'm not working for free. I'm not working. Dana, you working to take care of those babies. Yolanda, you working to take care of your baby. Robert, you working to take care of McClintock and his twin brother. Good morning, Miss Crystal. Yeah, that's why we work. But let's be consistent because you're worth it. And sometimes, you know what, when it gets real hard for you, because sometimes it gets hard for me, I just have to look in the mirror and say, you know what, you are so worth it. You're so worth it. You're worth building consistency in what it is you're trying to do. So today, as you go throughout your day and you're working and mixing and mingling with people, I want you to remember how you're just so worth it. You're worth it. Just be consistent in your good habits. Be consistent in your good habits. Be consistent in whatever it is you try to do. And sometimes it takes years. It takes years. Read the success stories. Read the success stories of these people. Good morning, Anita. Read their success stories and see what they had to go through. It's consistency that counts. See, when you train for a marathon, and I have never done this, but when you train for a marathon, it's not the fact that you ran the marathon that day and you won. That's not what did it. The consistency and preparation for the marathon is what made you win. It's being consistent in the preparation. That made you win. That's what makes you win. Robert, I'm not an actress. But if I were, then I would be consistent in who I hung around and who I talked to and the roles that I took and the people, the meetups that I went to. I'd be consistent in that. I'm a Spanish teacher. I'm a Spanish coach. Oh, I'm consistent in that because that's how I make a check. among a couple of other things. But it's consistency that counts. So it's not that you win that day. It's the preparation behind the scenes, the sweat. The people don't see behind the scenes. They don't see you running your numbers with your business and trying to figure out how you're going to get this job done, get that job done, and taking care of your taxes and making sure your deductions and stuff are right. People don't ask you about that. All they want to know is, I need a plumber. That's all they know. That's all they know. That's all they know. So they don't see what you have to do behind the scenes. But it's the preparation that it takes behind the scenes so that when you're out in the open, people are like, man, they got that together. They did that. So let's be consistent today. Let's be consistent in what it is that we do. Let's be consistent in forming good habits. And let's be consistent in getting rid of the bad ones. Get consistent in getting rid of the bad habits. We just need a few good habits, just a few good ones. And be consistent in those every day, every day, every day. And soon you'll look up and it'll be like, oh my God, how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get here? So I appreciate your time today. It's a beautiful day today. It's Thursday. And no, is today Thursday or is today Wednesday? Today is the 14th. I think today is Thursday. Yeah. But I want you to do well today. I hope that you're able to check everything off of your to-do list. I hope that when you retire for the evening today, that you're able to sit back and say, wow, I got a lot done today. I got a lot done. That makes you feel good. Good morning, Miss Gwen. So I want you to remember that consistency counts. And in the words of my favorite kindergarten teacher, Ms. Rubinette Allen, she said a constant drop will eat a hole in a rock. And it will. So just stay constant, stay focused, and stay consistent, and watch what happens. I want to see everybody at the top because the bottom is too crowded. One day we're going to meet at the top and we're going to say, remember when we went through this, we had to do this, we had to do that. And we're going to talk about all the things that we had to go through, but we're going to see each other at the top. I believe that for me and I believe that for you. I do. That's why I say it all the time. We're going to see each other at the top. Develop great habits. Robert, I need to come to one of your shoots or whatever it is you be doing because I see you all the time. And on the weekends, I'll post it up somewhere. But I'm so proud of you and I'm glad that I have a brother that's an actor now. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hearts. I am so excited about life and I don't give a damn what it looks like and what it throws me. I ain't quitting and I will be consistent in what it is I need to do. And I hope that you are too. I want to see everybody at the top because the bottom is too crowded. That's what 97% of the people are. They're happy with being mediocre. We don't even let that register with us because we're striving to be greater. You're greater and I'm greater. It's just how it is. Everybody's not going to be able to take that. Good morning, Miss Maisha Bivens Booker. Girl, that was a mouthful. So I just wish you well today on your journey. Remember, the world is going to continue to rotate whether you're standing on top of it or stretched out under it. You decide on where you want to be. I personally won't be stretched out anywhere except for under the palm trees on the beaches of the world. Yes. I'm going to be stretched out there where they're going to bring me my ties on request. Mark is going to be applying the suntan lotion, and I'm going to be having my Mai Tais. And Sir Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is going to be asking me what else I need. Yeah. We want to be known at the bank and not at the club. All right? That's an important place to be known. So I want to see you at the top and not at the bottom. It's too crowded. I want you to join my YouTube channel, please. So if you haven't subscribed, please go to the Chronicles of Cree on YouTube and click the subscribe button so that you can stay in touch. And I wish you well on your journey today. Make a difference in the life of somebody else. And remember, we're all fighting our own private battles.